Let me tell you how I started that hotel company, how I made it best in the world, and anybody can do it. You can do it, and you heard the messages. It is not only for business, it's a personal thing, it's a business thing, it's everything. They came and offered me a job and said, we're starting a new hotel company in Atlanta. We need an operator. We are money people and developers. We have 2 hotels in construction. We want to create our own brand, our own company. I worked for Hyatt. I had 65 hotels I was responsible for. I had golden handcuffs. I have all the things that you can possibly have in a great job. I worked with wonderful people. I lived in a great city, Chicago, which I loved. And I said, why would I come to Atlanta to a company that has no hotels? You must be kidding me. And then I was curious, but what have you planned with your hotels? He said, well, that would be up to you. Please be with me here. Please be with me. That would be up to you, they said. And I hung up the telephone, and I said, up to me, what would I do? And I developed, hear me careful, I developed a vision, a dream what I would do. And I said to my wife, my wonderful wife, Sherry, I said, Sherry, if I would take that job that they just offered me, here's what I would do. And she said, I think you're interested. I said, no, I'm just saying, here's what I would do. And the next day they called again and said, just talk to us. And I talked to them. And I said, can I really do what I want to do? He said, we are not hotel people. Move here. And I said, what if I would come and make it the finest hotel company in the world? And he said, you are the operator, come on. And I said to my wife, let's move. We're going to move. We prayed plenty. And then I said, what's my vision? And I immediately hired 2 people as vice presidents, whom I knew, obviously. And I said, let's get together. I have a vision to create the finest hotel company in the world. It's impossible to be a leader. It's impossible to lead yourself unless you have a destination in mind. Everybody talks about visions. I see so many vision statements for a company. They're not vision statements. They say, here's what we do, this. That's not a vision. A vision is a dream that you have. A dream that who you want to be in 10 years from now. Who you want your company to be. Not what can I be, what do I want to be? What is my desire to be 10, 15 years from now? That's a vision. And of course, the next time you have to commit yourself to that vision. But first of all, if you're a real leader, and we got together, the 2 vice presidents and I, for a whole day and said, is this good for all concerned? Is this vision good for the investors? It has to be, otherwise you won't be in business. And we determined yes, but we had a T-shirt and said, why yes and why no? And really discuss, not just say simply, yeah, that's easy. Next we said, is this vision good for any customer, any guest that we're going to have? And we worked it out and ended up with yes. Next we said, is this vision good for every single employee that we're going to have? And the answer was yes. Next we said, is this vision good for society as a whole? And we end up with yes. And then I said, would God approve? When the answer was yes in all areas, I, as the leader, had no more right to compromise that vision. If I would have compromised that vision, I would have gone against the investors, against the employees, in fact, against God himself. I had painted myself in the corner, so I had no more right to compromise that vision whatsoever. So with this, that is for me a leadership model. The leadership model is clear. Establish a vision of high intent. We are human beings. We don't just do things. The chair on which you're sitting is doing things. We are human beings. Whatever we do, we have to have a higher intent. And the high intent here is to be excellent for all concerned. Simple as that. But that's the model is very simply, have a vision. See something beautiful. Commit yourself to the vision, otherwise it's nothing but a pipe dream. and then decide what do I have to institute in order to accomplish that vision.